fucking chat is never right. I'm curious, are you able to... Hey, speaking of which, blurry face, are you able to hear the music behind me? It's kind of funny that your name is in here. Just trying to see if the music that I have under me is for everybody to hear and not just a fucking pestering noise in the back of my head, because if you're not hearing it, fuck, I'll turn it off. Oh, hi Sandra, thank you very much. Hopefully tomorrow I'll address Patreon with a couple of things. There's a lot as far as recording is concerned for both Patreon and the channel. Okay, it's good. Just had a 6.9 earthquake in Southern California. Again? Another one? Wasn't there one yesterday? Or is there another one? I guess while people are pouring in, I will check, because if there's a couple in a row, that usually 31 minutes ago, another powerful earthquake hits near Ridgecrest in Southern California 31 minutes ago. That sucks. And then here I am trying to talk about my dumb drama. Alright, so what? It was a 6.4 the other day, and now a 6.9? That sucks. That really fucking sucks. Only pets can hear that music. Well, as long as the pets can hear it. There's something going on in San Andreas? Oh, really? There's some... Is that fucking fault line or some shit? Just half an hour ago felt by Vegas. Wow. Alright. That's way more serious than anything I'm going to talk about. That's for certain. Okay, so I think I'm done. I do. I think I'm done with the. Did I kill that dog yet? No, I have not killed that dog yet. Although it's late enough that if he was barking again, I'd have to make the music as good as it's at a great sound level. Thank you. I tried to perfect that as close as possible. Fame. I don't know if you could tell what the music is. That's the tricky part. Eat shit, YouTube. Okay, so the whole Giorama thing of the last week played out. There's no way around it. It played out. It happened. Some person has one side. I have mine. And somewhere between the two, there's the truth. That's the best way I can put it. Over the course of my life, lots of things have been happening where, you know, you can be as loyal and faithful and trusting to somebody as possible, but in the end, we don't know what's going on with anybody else. So this isn't me like making some video saying, by the way, I've been full of shit the whole time. I think it plays into my agnotheist, and yes, I realize that's a blend of two things. Because somebody says I'm an atheist, and I don't believe in nothing, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't think anybody else really does for sure. I'm a bit of a until I see it, I don't believe it kind of person. I'm getting ready to smoke, giddy up. Yeah, how was everybody's 4th? That's good to hear. There's no more thirsty comments now. See, I would like to say that my work here is done, but we'll never talk about the actual problem that came up in the entire purpose of my stream was that people are a little too thirsty in the chat, and there was a bunch of fighting, a bunch of whatever over the course of the last week, and we never talked about the actual comments themselves. It was getting to a point where I was willing to just take the bullet and say, you know what, I completely fucked up, I did everything wrong, I'm a piece of shit, fuck me, I'm just at fault, just completely. Now that that's done, can we talk about the fact that these are comments that are a little too over the edge? But I digest. So I'm trying to think about how to explain this. So this is going to be a Charles speaking to you stream. This isn't going to be a CP stream, I don't think, like at all. A lot of events have happened over the last 2, 4, 6 weeks that a lot of you aren't privy to, and it's been kind of painful keeping that information from you, and it's been kind of painful having certain people think certain things and, you know, just talk like everything's. I gotta turn. If you're hearing the music, you're hearing fucking Facebook binging me. Cool music. None of your business, lady. It's my music. Thank you. Shit, what was I talking about? So there's been things that have happened over the course of the last couple of weeks where a lot of you are oblivious to. Yet behind the scenes has been very, very painful. A lot of loyalty came out in the last week. A lot of people did things they didn't have to do, and I truly appreciate it. I'm a little funky about loyalty. Stop fucking messaging me. I'm a little iffy about both praise and negativity, because I think too much of any of it gets blown out of proportion and it takes value away from the real moments. You'll notice this when I discuss movies. I very rarely, or I try to very rarely say the movie was awesome, incredible, terrible. Like, I try to use less superlatives, because more often than not, you know, most stuff is just kind of in the middle, and it takes away from the moments that really need to be highlighted. So with these loyalty things where people, you know, I got your back, I don't, you know, fuck this person, blah 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 blah, it's flattering, it's nice, but at the same time, to play devil's advocate, you guys are being good friends, and that's sweet. You have my story. You have, granted, I came equipped with some visual aid, some proof, and that's, you know, I try to explain as much as possible, almost like I'm in court when it comes to stuff like this, because I can understand reasonable doubt. I really can. If even the closest person is like, yeah, but I enjoy that. If you weren't a complete cock twizzler in the chat, and you had an interesting point that was on the other side of what I was saying, I was more than happy to explain, and there's 2 or 3 people that have commented things about the last week where I was like, yeah, that's a fair point. I probably could have done that better. I probably could have done this. Absolute loyalty, borderline like sycophants is dangerous. And I don't like that. And it could have a lot to do with things that have happened to me in the past. And I don't know if maybe I'm just reacting to that. When I was young, real young, five or six, whatever kindergarten age is, they teach you. I don't know what age they teach you to use the phone these days, because back then it was just in-house phones, and you had to learn your house phone number in case you were in trouble, and things like that. It could have been kindergarten. It could have been first grade. I have PTSD about this moment, but for some reason I knew the number at my great grandmother's house, which is where I was staying with my mother. I've told you before, my mother's quite young. There was an occasion where her and her boyfriend at the time were doing drugs and decided to lock me in the bedroom because, listen, you don't want to cock block while you're trying to get high. This wasn't my house. This was the boyfriend's house. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and say I was being jailed, but I was kind of in a spot like, fuck, if my toys were there or some shit, maybe it would have been a little bit easier to tolerate. But some 5-6-year-old kid being locked in some fucking sketchy dude's room, not fun. And it was a while. It was long enough that I got nervous and really didn't want to be there. And it probably led to my eventual agoraphobia. I didn't like being locked up. So I called my great grandmother and asked her to come get me because I was in a bad spot. So my grandmother comes by the dude's house, and my mother, little bothered, her boyfriend at the time, quite bothered, tells my grandmother that I'm just a kid. I'm blowing things out of proportion. There's no need to take me. And at that moment, my grandmother took my mother's word and left. This is extremely personal, mind you. Again, this is Charles talking. This is one of the foundations behind why I am so against absolutely trusting somebody, absolutely believing somebody, like a benefit of the doubt, if perhaps for only that moment. I don't, as an adult, as somebody who's experienced lots now since then, I can perhaps see the angle of, he just was probably punished, and that's perhaps why he's making the phone call. He doesn't want to be punished at the house, and he wants to come home and play at the house where his stuff is. Meanwhile, mom's trying to discipline him. I can perhaps wrap my head around maybe that's why my grandmother didn't take me. It's a extremely difficult pill to swallow. So, maybe if I was 10 years older, you would think people would take my word for it. All right, just chalk that up to being an ignorant, stupid kid without the proper respect for what I was genuinely doing. Fast forward 10 years. Same mother, different situation. Had a bit of a breakdown. And I could not handle it. She was on the floor making a whole bunch of, I don't know if it was an overdose or a nervous breakdown or both, but I was 14, and I had the only person that I've lived with and has raised me, lying on the ground, unable to properly put words together, but was able to call me an asshole. Come pick me up, you asshole, were the words that were being uttered to me. Once again, I reached out to a different family member because I think my great-grandmother was considerably older at this point. And so I reached out to the next closest relative for help. And I said, I don't know what to do. I'm not prepared for this, believe it or not. There's no movie I've watched where this situation has happened, so I could even pretend how to do that. So my aunt came over, and once again she helped. Like this was one where I was like, clearly the evidence speaks for itself. The woman's on the floor, she can't speak. Bothered at me for some bizarre reason. My aunt comes along, gets her some tea, water, whatever. I don't know. Perhaps there was, some sort of drugs to counteract that. I don't remember specifics. Again, another moment of PTSD in my life. All this stuff builds my current character. Isn't that exciting, everyone? No. So she sits on the couch, and my thought, like, while my mother's coming to, what I'm thinking is, all right, so we're gonna go to the hospital, or my aunt is gonna take us all to her house, and we're gonna try to figure out what's up. 20 minutes, half an hour later, my mother seems to have convinced my aunt that everything is fine now. And the aunt looks at me and says, are you going to be okay? And I gave her, like, I don't know, like, I have so much sympathy for people in abusive relationships, because I'm not saying that I was in an abusive relationship. I would say it's relatable to a degree. Please don't misread or have it be that I'm downplaying certain elements. But at that moment, my eyes said, please don't leave me, or take me with you. She said, are you going to be okay? And I gave her this look and said, I'm not sure. And what she said to me was, well, it's kind of late. If you get to bed, this will probably all be blown over in the morning. And left. Granted, neither of us died, but that was far from an easy sleep. This is back before they were giving Xanax out like M&Ms too, mind you. So I don't. Again, there's portions that I've burned out of my memory. The following hours are out of my memory. I've had stuff like the hours that follow. I just have blacked out on, because of the PTSD. I know I got in trouble. I got in trouble the first time when I was 5, when I called my grandmother, because that's nobody else's business. I got in trouble, obviously, the second time, which I don't know how the fuck. Again, this is why, like, the whole full spectrum of a story, I'm a bit more open to, and I piss people off at times when they tell me a story and they tell me things and they give me the full breadth of the situation, and typically normal people expect friends to be like, you know what, I got your back for this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm usually the guy that's like, all right, but did this perhaps maybe happen? And, you know, people look at me like, what the fuck? I'm telling you blank, and where's your loyalty during all this? And I don't mean to be like that. It's just the course of my life has kind of molded me into this interesting questioner of all things that happen in the real world. So anyway, I got in trouble. I know I got in trouble. I got punished for you know, letting private business public. But I was just a kid who needed help. Ever since that first phone call to my grandmother, I don't like being unsure. I don't like being in pain. My thing always has been, if I think there's a solution, I'm going to reach out for help. If I don't have the answers and I feel like, you know, more people will help solve a problem, I'm going to try to fix it. Because again, this again comes into the way I don't value words, because people will say these cliche things like, hey, remember, anytime if you need something, call me. Bullshit. I've lived a life where I could probably throw the amount of times into a box where a person has said to me, hey, if you need something, let me know. And I've fucking called them and said, hey, I'm in Shitsville, help, and gotten a good old kind of busy. Is it really that big a deal? And you know, there's irony to this story. I'm trying to fill you in on why I feel the way I do. To like, this is a really long story to get to where we're at right now, July 6, 2019. So fast forward, my mother overdoses again, and is in the hospital. But at that point, I had kind of written her off because I was just fucking tired of it. I was tired of being the one there to help and then getting shit on. Like, I just didn't want to sit there and have a front row seat to the demise of my mother. So I get a phone call from her mother, not the same grandmother. My great grandmother is the person from the 5-year-old story, 6-year-old story. Her daughter. So I was lucky enough to have my great grandmother for a portion of my life. Her daughter, which is my mother's mother, calls me up from the hospital and says, hey, so your mom's here, had a little accident, and I don't know what I'm doing. And there was so much to that made me angry, confused, hurt. I didn't say this, obviously, but inside I'm like, and why should I be the expert on this? Why are you calling me, somebody who at the time wasn't even 23 yet? Why should I have the guidebook on what to do in this situation? And I got a proposal. If you come and help, I promise. I promise. I'll take what you say a bit more seriously. And I said, okay, you know what? I went to the hospital. The rest of the family trickled out within 2 days. I was there for the full 5 days. I think the people just, the family just wanted to leave. For the record, I don't speak to my mother's side of the family for about 10 years now. What am I missing? Oh, so something happened again. she struggled quite a bit with drugs, and and going back on that promise again. If I need help, I don't have a problem asking. Something you've learned from me last year when my health was in problems and I didn't have the money for it. If I have issues and need help, I have no problem asking somebody because I feel that if somebody were people say I'm a little too forward with asking for things and you know, being blunt about certain things. I say fuck it. I'd rather say something like that, do something like that, than be like, just remember, anytime I'm here for you. That is the most cliche fucking meh statement that has there's a lot of rhetoric in the English language that has no value. My time in Denmark was sobering and refreshing at the same time. They don't fucking say thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry over there. I can't tell you how long it took me to get used to the fact that if you bumped into somebody at the supermarket, nothing happens. You just keep walking. People don't get pissed. There's not fights that start. You just kind of look at each other and then, you know, carry about your business. And I was just like, but this is fucking bullshit right here. But it turns out, like, it's unnecessary. You're human. You know, we're two people who made a common error. No reason to address it. We're just human beings. Let's just carry about our day. It was interesting. As an American, the first three things I tried to learn in Danish were I'm sorry, thank you, and excuse me. Didn't use those terms very often at all. As a matter of fact, people got bothered with the amount I used sorry and thank you. So whatever that means. So fast forward, mother's in trouble again. Not in the hospital, but her husband at the time was terrible, bad, just bad news, toxic relationship. So I wanted to cash in on that promise from a couple of years earlier, and I said, hey, I need help. She's gonna fucking die. She's gonna die. She's in bad shape. Now I need to give you their side of the story, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm about to defend somebody that I really cannot fucking stand. So at the time, I was just fresh into spinal surgery. I'd either just gotten it or just gotten off of it. Like I was fresh scar, still patches. Medication fucked my face up. That was a very clear sign that I was still on pain medication, because my face would get like fucking like red, like bad red, like, you know, the worst kind of acne in high school. So I told them, you know, she needs help. She's gonna die. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't like this fucking dude she's married to. Can you please do something? And they sat me down, her side of the family, and they said, listen, we're going to take care of it. I said, yes, but every single time I've asked for your help in the past, you've taken her word over mine, and I don't care about word over what. Just if I'm a piece of shit at the end of this, I don't care. Just make sure there's an effort to get her fixed. If you want to call me a liar, fine, but please just do the work and look into this and try to get her help. You got it. Don't worry, she won't have a chance to lie. That was my favorite. She won't have a chance to lie. Okay. I love my family. They're just so caring. The next day I called because they didn't want to do it with me around, and I frankly, I'm, you know, I have enough experience dealing with that fucking bullshit. So, next day, the time had passed. They told me that, you know, she was headed over there at a certain time, and I was I was giving enough time to call, and that's exactly what I did. I called after she had been there and left, and I called and said, "Hey, what's up?" And they said, "Yeah, she said that she doesn't have a problem." Hi there. And I said, "So?" And like, "Well, there's nothing we can do. She said she doesn't have a problem." I said, "What the fuck happened to she's not going to have a chance to lie?" And the reply was, "Listen, she's an adult. She's doing what she's doing. She said she's not doing anything. You know, I'm not going to get into it." And I was like, "Motherfucker, what do you think I had to gain from this? Like, what level of spite do you think that I had to whatever?" So the discussion got heated, and I eventually yelled, and I said, for somebody whose blood you sure have no respect, or something. I let it out. I basically said, "Go fuck yourself," in so many words, and got hung up on. That was the last time I spoke to. Nope, that's not the last time I spoke to anybody from my mother's side of the family. So fast forward, here's some bitter fucking irony for you. I was trying to make life better for me and my father. He was reaching out. We were never really close. We would see each other maybe once or twice a year when I was very young. So once I stopped talking to my mother's side of the family, that seemed to be like this segue. I had gotten married the first time in my own house, was finally hosting Thanksgiving, which I don't know, for some reason I really always dug Thanksgiving as, like, you know, the family thing. That was the one thing that, like, no matter what the fuck was going on, Thanksgiving always feels, I don't know, safe. I don't know how to put it. So I was inviting my father to Thanksgivings more. But much like me, who again has social anxiety and kind of falls off the grid from time to time, my father did the same. He was at Thanksgiving for a couple of years in a row, and then Thanksgiving 2013 he was around, but I hadn't spoken to him for a while. And one of his friends from work in January of 2014 reached out to me and said, "Hey, your dad hasn't been at work. I can't get in touch with him. He's not returning calls." And I replied, "Yeah, you know, he kind of goes off the grid for a little bit. That's just the way he does things." 1 month later, I get a phone call from that very guy. "Hey, you're gonna want to sit down." And I was like, "Okay, why? Is he dead?" And he said, yeah, he hung himself." And I was like, "Well, fuck. All this lifetime of trying to protect my mother and make sure she didn't get hurt, somebody reached out to me and said, 'Hey, something's up with your dad.' And then sure enough, I said, you know, it's probably not that big a deal." It was that big a deal. He ended up committing suicide. I don't know if I had properly respected that phone call, what would have happened. But I have to live with that, you know, perhaps I'm an accessory to the lack of help that he had. And trust me, I've spoken to people for years about this. I'm nowhere near as mentally fucked about it as I was 2-3 years ago. But it's just a fact. It's just a fact. It's bitter irony, bitter karma, if you want to call it. So, for as much as I felt wronged for people not giving me the proper respect when I said things about my mother, there I was not giving my father's situation the proper respect, and I spent all this time trying to make sure my mother didn't get hurt, who's still with us, and turns out that I probably should have been protecting the other parent. There's nothing I can do about that. The only thing I can do about that is stay up at night and think, what if instead of saying, yeah, he gets like that, instead of reaching out and saying, well, Dad, what do you need? What do you need? Again, I'm a big proponent of, let's get it done. Let's not speak in hyperbole. What can we do to fix a problem? But I never did that. The last time I spoke to him was at Thanksgiving of 13. So, having said all that, should I get to like, I see a couple of people saying I've attempted. Yeah, I attempted suicide too. So I was again, spinal surgery. I was heavy, and this is my only explanation as to why my family was just so dismissive the last time I spoke to them, because I was on painkillers for my spinal surgery, which was either fresh or hadn't happened yet, and I was on like ridiculous amounts of both oxycodone, a Duragesic patch, which is what is now known as fentanyl. I was taking those both at the same time. That's how much fucking pain I was in. This is years ago, mind you. So I can see the perspective that, oh, perhaps he's getting high with them and he's pissed off about something. Maybe they cut him off and blah blah blah. I can genuinely see that little tiny light. But the problem of all of that was I said, I don't care what you say or think about me. Fix her. And they just kind of shoulder shrugged. So, how does that play into to July of 2019? Big things over the course of the channel. Big things over a small thing. So now, hearing my life story, how long have I been going? Half an hour? Yeah, 38 minutes. I'm sorry. Thanks to you for sticking around, listening. Again, this is Charles speaking. I will try my best to inject some humor when I can, but this is just me being me. There's not much of a character to anything I'm telling you. I'll try. I promise I'll try, because the serious shit's over. You now know why I have certain social gripes. If you've spoken to me on Facebook, especially if I don't know you very well, and I just don't respond, I'm not being a dick, I promise. I just don't know how to engage with people sometimes. Being a comedian, so strange. I feel like a bit of a prostitute when it comes to comedy. I like going to clubs, doing my thing. Listen, I'm going to make you laugh. If you do, great. If you don't, sorry. But then let me go. I don't want to hang out with you guys. It's the strangest thing. I've gotten a lot of road comics pissed off at me because they thought I was standoffish. It's just my social scope is a little broken. That's the best way I can put it. But I try to be loyal to people that I'm close to. Married a YouTuber. A YouTuber put me up. This is my outlet. This is where I can have the best of both worlds. See, I'm private. I'm in my corner here. I know my safe space. This has a lot to do with agoraphobia, by the way. Agoraphobia, when I was at my lowest, in the year that followed my father's suicide, I would lock, like, Emily is in the living room. There's nobody else in here. When I was at my lowest post my father's suicide, if this were the same situation with my ex, I would lock the door. I can't tell you why. I can't logically say why I locked the door, but for some reason in my head, I had to. It got real bad. I got really, like I said, I attempted suicide. I was on serious drugs. And I figured, hey, you know what? I don't want to hurt, but I probably have enough medication here that'll do the job. Let me not take all of it though, because I don't want to. I just want to like have a nice nap and die. So my tolerance was so high that I had a nice nap. That was it. I had a really, really bad tolerance to painkillers, a high tolerance. Because I think I just poured a bunch in my hand and said, I lost count after nine 30 milligram oxycodone pills, which is a lot. It's at 270 milligrams, and that's the bottom. I lost count. I said this should do the trick, because I was taking 4 to 5 times a regular dose, and just popped it and drunk it, and of course locked the door like a bastard. And 12 hours later, I had my now ex-wife knocking on the door. And the first thing I saw was my ex-wife at the door. And I swear to God, my first thought was, shit, I'm in hell. I'm not trying to be humorous. Perhaps it's a little bit of CP. But the first thing 12 hours had passed. I had a really good sleep, I'll say that much. If you really want to test yourself and gamble with your life, you can get a nice sleep. But sincerely, she knocked on the door, and I genuinely thought, fuck, I'm in hell. And she's like, your friend from Denmark's been trying to contact you. And that was it. I was like, oh, cool, okay. And then I felt embarrassed because I was, crap, your fans didn't know this. Don't call yourself fans, John. John, thank you. You're not my fans. We're all just people. That's another thing, and that's. I haven't even gotten to the important part. I'm trying to set up why I think the way I do, and why I have certain respect for things, and why I had respect for this last week. I could understand multiple ends of the story, because I've been fucked over so many different times, where loyalty at the very least should have been like family. You think, fuck, a 5-year-old kid is asking for help. Never mind if I'll give you if I was wrong. I'll give you if I was, I don't know, looking for attention. The next question should have been, why? Why is he doing this? So anyway, the failed suicide, that was 2016. Within 2 months, I was out of America, going to stay with Dennis in Denmark. Now, you tell me, how many people that you know off the computer, fresh off a suicide attempt, would you let in your house and give them an open invite and say, yeah, you know what, just fix yourself? He didn't know. He knew the channel version of me. He knew CP. Well, that's not true. He knew a lot about Skype. We Skyped a lot. We talked personally. So there's that. Dennis came up very big at a time where family members didn't. People here have come up very big at times where family members didn't. Emily. So when we first met, she was a lesbian. So I can't stress this enough. There wasn't romantic intent with Emily. We have very similar backstories, and perhaps that ignited something. Looks are important to me. I'll say that. But the relationship between Emily and I is based in a hell of a lot more than the attractive girl with the British accent. Um, Confiding in her and having her relate to something, that's important to me. And these are people that are supposed to be fake, just faces on screens. And it's been my experience up until about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, that these people on the screens are way more real than the real people have been, are, whatever. So this last week with the whole comment section drama. Again, I tell you, raised by a single mom, I've had a front row seat to a woman in her 20s doing the dating thing. At the height of the 80s, and again, I don't know what the DOCs were. DOC is drug of choice. But I rebelled quite a bit in my teenage years. And boy, did I get slapped on the hand emotionally for some of the things I did as a teenager. By the time I was 13, I just stopped going to school. Like, life at home was just so fucked that I said, I'm in the hours I'm supposed to be at school, I'm just gonna try to live like a regular person, because it was just, I was just so jealous of people who were like, my family's taking me to this park and we're going to that and this, that, and the other, and the hours that she was home from work, it wasn't fun. It really wasn't fun. So instead of that, I was just like, fuck it. At that point, I knew math. I knew a certain amount about reading. I was at a point in school where I was like, this shit I'm not going to use ever. I'm intelligent enough to go forth with this. And after a certain amount of time, I took my GED. And I had I technically could have gone to college 2 years early because I had my GED early. I just didn't want to go to school. And in that time I was supposed to be in school, I was doing dumb, rebellious, regular kid shit. It's funny. Just imagine Ferris Bueller's Day Off, just a little more hard edgy. I mean, me and a friend of the friends that came with me when we cut school were a rotating group because they wanted to finish their schooling. They didn't want to be just glorified dropouts. So they came with me trips to the city. We would just do some fucking grimy shit, sneaking on train rides into the city. Oh shit! Wait, what's going on here, guys? What are we giving me money for? John Costate and $20. Thank you. Love you more than the Late Horror Show. LOL. That wasn't nice, John, but thank you. Dino, $2. Love you, CP. Truly family. Thank you, Dino. We don't need money to say. We're missing the point. Believe in the hype. $2. Thank you. John Kyle again, $5. You, Emily, Cody, and Dino, my faves. Yes, I'm a fan. Yeah. No fan. We're not using the word fan. It's not just loved one. Wait, what happened? It's not just loved ones, but also dickheads from school or work that want to judge for stupid things. Yeah, Dale, I promise I'll try to get to this as smoothly as possible with giving you as much perspective as possible. Sandra, $2, thank you. You just joined my Patreon. You don't have to do that. Your fans didn't know this. I read that before. John, stop calling me stop saying fans. Wait, who's Sky? What's happening? Somebody gave out their phone number. Is somebody all right? I'm missing something. Did somebody give out their phone number for a reason? I'm sorry. There's a lot of chat to catch up with. Was it deleted? Was there a comment deleted? Okay. I apologize if I have to have a wrench or two in the chat. If you can just moderate, CP's getting rich. No, YouTube's getting rich. Obsessed with K-horror. Sandra, I can't wait to discuss Asian horror in a little bit. So, what are we up to? We're up to today. So you should have a perspective of why I have a certain appreciation for not taking everybody at face value. Fast forward to this last week. The other party in CommentGate had said some things that I knew for a fact were false, that I knew for a fact were misquotes. I'll be polite and say misquotes. Lots of paraphrasing. So I've had enough time on YouTube and enough drama, and I'll tell you again, my previous experience with drama, I fucked up. I was absolutely in the wrong the first time this happened. That's 4 years ago. I feel like I have to say, I don't know, maybe that's my my penance, is to remind everybody that I fucked up in 2016 every 6 months. So what that experience has taught me is screen grab shit, especially if it's starting to get a little funny. The computer's brilliant. You can keep track of shit. Especially when things were like, I never wanted to do this. That all right, so benefit of the doubt, that may be the case, but the terminology used was not English. The I am interested is not terminology a person would use for fuck off. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to give me that one. I'm not interested is usually the thing you say, not I am interested. Perhaps you forgot to type not. But there was a number of other things that happened that I get it. Lot of her fans, loyal fans. I see. I don't like saying the word, and I just said it. A lot of her followers, friends, subscribers came over, gave me shit. My dislike count has kind of kicked up a little bit in the last couple of days. Thanks for the interactivity. I'll say it again. You want to give thumbs? I don't care where you put them. YouTube just recognizes that they're there, that you're staying on the site and interacting. Cool. You're not going to get suggested my videos. That's if you're coming to just show a thumbs down, I don't think it really matters. But I understand that. I do understand the loyalty. But my thing is you don't have the whole story. And I say the same thing to you guys. You don't have the whole story. I have screen grabs. I try to be as transparent as possible. There's three sides to every story. There's one side, the other, and the truth. Cody was incredible in the video he made. He had quite a bit of information showing his allegiance, loyalty, what have you. Lindsay, Mother Mayhem, who partook in another version of the comment section game, also spoke up against it. There was a number of other people that came out, spoke. Dice Roland, God bless you, Dice. Dice was one of the first to really get kind of shredded in the other party's comment section. Dice was just trying to straighten things out and say, no, I don't think you understand what's going on over there. And apparently the other party was offended that another creator was being brought up on their channel, which, okay. The interesting, delicate scenario here is a lot of people spoke, a lot of people didn't. And for many reasons. it's not as cut and dry as CP's right, the other person is wrong, or the other person is right, CP is wrong. If it were black and white like that, I don't know, maybe the internet, oh man, can you imagine if the internet were just cut and dry, just right or wrong? How cool would that be? But it's not. And there's tons of layers to all of this. I've heard many different things, and like I often preach, we're all very different. A couple of people have come to me in private and said, you know, if this person's trying to make a living in that field, perhaps the illusion of encouraging those thirsty type of comments lead to business. And thinking of it that way, it makes sense for there to be outrage. At that point, I'm fucking with somebody's money. And that's understandable. And I certainly didn't mean that. Obviously, I apologize if that is actually what happened. I didn't have the scope of what was bothersome. This is where I will lean on the communication angle. Again, if somebody had sent me a message saying, "Dude, you gotta shut her down. Like you're fucking with my paper." But you know, she made 2 videos, so I digress. I hate when people point out jokes, not understanding the joke. Well, yeah, that could be the counterpart for me. The fucking winner in the comment section that said, by the way, it's I digress, not I digest. Yeah, I know. You fucking Momo. I also know that it's without further ado. You don't see what I'm doing, because the real thing to say is without further ado, but you're missing the fuck that. Just get out. I don't want your type in my goddamn comment section. I'm trying to make light of the situation. Yeah, to make it comparable. Perhaps if somebody, you know, made a video about me and like just did my punchlines and you know, meant well, but fucked with people's future wanting to pay to see me, I'd be bothered. That would fuck with me. It's harmless for somebody to do something like that. The intent could not be of ill formation. Man, I guess the point is, there was a lot about that situation that was interesting. People that spoke up, I appreciate a lot. People that were silent, I think were silent for a couple of reasons. There's one person that was silent for way more reasons than any of you know. And it's hard to be, I don't want to call myself a public figure. That's why I like the word fan. I don't like that shit. You know, we're just people. Fucking, we're just talking about movies. Fucking, any of us can do this. A lot of us do this. Yeah. Whatever. So it's hard when you're in big enough circles, when there are certain elements of a story that are not public. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that, you know, just for the sake of argument, you know, Emily and I were fighting, and people would talk to either of us about each other. The timing's awful. Of course, you don't know that. Emily and I are fine, by the way. She's right there. I'm using it as an example. So don't blast her DMs just yet. We're still married, dicks. See, I don't think I got a little CP back. So that is the difficult part when there's things that are going on behind the scenes that people don't know about and I can't publicly speak about for a number of reasons. I didn't sign any Blu-rays, John Kyle Stanton. What are you talking about? Which, by the way, just a quick shout out to John Steele, who does have a signed thing from Emily. Wrong side. However, John, too big for the fucking envelope, so I gotta get a different envelope. Sorry, John. And I didn't think you wanted me creasing the fucking book, so I gotta get a different envelope. That is neither here nor there. So, man, how much do I just want to set Manhattan on fire here? A very close friend of mine on YouTube, who most of you probably know. Most of you probably know me because of this person. Has been having a difficult situation. And confided in me. Again, this is 1/3 of a story that I'm talking about. I have one person's story. There are 3. So the other party had reached out to me to tell me that I don't know shit. There's lots of things being left out. It takes 2 to tango. This is a relationship squabble, mind you. And I was kind of taken back because this is the first time this person had ever spoken to me. And it was to say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Mind your business with somebody I've known for years. And again, I care about certain people on YouTube way more than I do my family. I've had relatives like literally die. So the woman, my aunt that just kind of MIA'd me, when I was a teenager for my mother, she died. She died 2 years ago. Nobody called me. Thanks, cool. A bunch of people have died in my family. I've been to one funeral for about six or 7 deaths in the last 10, 15 years, and it was my father's, and that was a lot too much work, if you ask me. Where was I going with that? Shit, I forgot. I totally forgot where I was going. Fuck. Oh. John Kyle Stanton. I promise I'll get to the chats later. You don't have to do the super chat thing. Thank you. So she told me I didn't know the whole story. Things were going on at the house. Stay out of their business. Mind you, I was contacted by both parties. Thank you, another moderator, for handling this. So this is weeks ago we're talking about now. And apparently uh, the significant other of this person was so bothered that I had been blocked by the significant other. Big whoop. I know. Oh my God. Somebody I've never spoken to ever, who thinks of me as a face on a screen, nothing more, decided to block me. Called, so I'm leaving some parts out. So got pretty heated. She said some things to me that I really didn't appreciate. And I defended myself. And so my friend, the person whose opinion I give a shit about, was contacting me saying, please just leave it be. I said, all right, man, I love you. I just I don't like being threatened. And of course, this could seem like sheer hypocrisy coming from me, just giving you my side of a story, and I understand that, but I'm trying to be as delicate as possible, while also protecting my feelings and interests, because I can't stand going on this day-to-day life with this public ignorance and perception that things are okay on certain levels of the YouTube sphere. And again, this has very little to do with last week. So I had to defend myself in some instances, and then got blocked. The next day, this person, my friend, not the significant other, sent me a message saying, hey, things are getting really tight here at the house. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to block you. Just give me some time. Now, this is a person I've known for a while. A simple, hey, just kind of don't message me, I'll message you thing would have done the trick. Because blocking is I think blocking is sort of immature. Blocking is a very, very last resort for me. To give you some perspective, I have never blocked Theo. And Theo has blocked me. So, blocking it has a different meaning for me, I think, than other people, because I just don't block people. Like, if I don't want to read your shit, I don't read your shit. Like, or I put it on mute. Like, it wasn't the I understood the issue. Okay, so this is a party, a relationship that is going through some shit. That was quite clear. And I think the problem that the significant other saw in me is that I was the ghost of Christmas future. By that I mean I had already been divorced, YouTube personality while all that happened, and met somebody else via YouTube. Am happy. Am happier now. So perhaps the fact that I was walking, talking proof that it'll eventually be okay probably really threatened the significant other, and they didn't like that. I tried being pretty neutral with this person too, saying, listen, I've been through it. I can tell you what parts of this relationship, from my perspective, seem like something that I have done or remember. I can compare notes and learn from my mistakes. And little Miss Know-It-All told me I have no idea. about what's going on over there. Fair enough. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. So, a lot of people. Fast forward 2-3 weeks. I've been blocked. I tried to do something quite quietly over the course of those 2 or 3 weeks. There were other elements of the relationship that I just didn't want. Like, if I couldn't be public about certain elements of the story, I didn't want to deal with people bringing names up about somebody that I couldn't be like, yeah, no, cool, can't wait. Let's do that. Yeah, a collab's coming soon here. Oh boy. So I tried to step away from a group quietly, and then secondhand was asked why. Remember, I'm being blocked by this person. So through secondhand knowledge, somebody asked if I hate the other person. This is actually, you know what? Technically, this is all secondhand information. I do have screenshots of certain conversations. If people don't believe me, I could understand, and trust me, when I get to the finish line, I can certainly understand being the pariah. So the person had asked if I hated them, and I didn't. I was hurt, and I just didn't want to I didn't want to deal with not having to speak properly and speak my mind and say what I felt, and just play dumb, like, hey, yeah, no, oh man, that's gonna be cool. I'm not allowed to talk to this person right now, but yeah, no, you're right. I should totally do a fucking ice cream ranking video with this person. Yeah, no, you're right. And it was enough that I just wanted it to end. I didn't want to see shit like that. So this thing happened where the Gabby, fuck, I went so long without saying the name. So this most recent situation happened. Fuck, take a shot. Take a shot. Fuck. So this last week happened, and Loyalty came out. A lot of people. Cody made a video. A lot of people behind me. Lindsay made a video. A lot of people behind me. I've seen a couple of videos that people made that just weren't made public because it was kind of like, let's just die. Thank you, but let's just let this die. The support was great. Part of the problem with all of this is I think there's many different elements to the dynamics of the situation. Whether or not people want to believe it, the whole center of what it was that I was doing, pointing out that people are a little too forward with comments. Yes, they're grimy. Is it my job to do that? No. Should they show a little more class? Yes. However, do some people like those comments? Yes. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. And perhaps that could certainly be the case here. Again, when it comes to money, whatever. I've had people drop super chats and say things that maybe I don't agree with, but fire it off. I'm no different. It's funny what money and loyalty does to people. So what got to me was, anybody who's smart and knows certain circles and the lay of the land, you see certain female voices speaking one way or another. You see certain male voices speaking one way or another. You see good old 0 subscriber, fresh name, commenting shit in the comment section. Like, okay, you're a non-entity. We know where you stand on this. I think part of the problem about the situation is a lot of girls are okay with that. I don't know if it's called, I don't know if you're going to call it flirting or what, but having the person think that there's a chance that someday there'll be a thing keeps them coming back. I don't know. Again, I'm not quoting. I'm not putting this label on anybody. But I would venture to say that there are some people that would tolerate some grimy messages just for the sake of not rocking the boat. And I feel that probably happened with the loyalty things, people speaking up for me. I appreciate people speaking up for me because I was being honest and there was mistruths being told about me. That's the extent of the defense I appreciate. You can not agree with what my stand was. You can not agree with the things I did, but I was being lied about. And that's where the friendship thing kinda was a line in the sand. There were names that you could probably point to and say, oh, of course they're behind CP, of course not, of course that person's behind the other person, whatever. I don't know how many people noticed the omissions, how many names weren't on those lists. But there was about to be another video made today by this other party. And again, I'm going on some fresh secondhand knowledge. And apparently, when my name came up, things hit the fan. Again, this is secondhand knowledge. Like I said, there's 3 sides to every story. Like, what's this? The 4th side to a story. This is me speaking on secondhand knowledge of. This could be like the to the 3rd power side of a story. So take that with a grain of salt. So the significant other apparently blew up because my name was being mentioned. A video was being made about me. Again, I think I'm still on block duty. And I don't think it's fair to this person that their home life is being tortured like this for being affiliated with me, for having a defense of me. Again, I've been pretty open about things. I'm more than happy to talk. I'm more than happy to do a Skype. I've been isolated. So for the sake of doing a solid for a friend of mine, and this is more for this person than me. Again, I'm leaving parts of our relationship out that are way more serious, way stickier than just me. There's, as much as you guys are elements to Emily and I, you guys really don't mean much to our daily lives when it comes to decision making. You guys might suggest pizza, but we're gonna fucking have hamburgers if we want hamburgers. That's an awful analogy. I understand that. But I'm done with I've had enough of this weird loyalty thing. Again, I appreciate somebody standing behind me, and I certainly can understand somebody like Luke. I'll give Luke Ryan, Razor Wire Reviews, credit. He does so personally too. He doesn't do so publicly. There are times where you need to hear somebody say, I'm there for you, whatever. Luke is that. But in the same breath, there are times where Luke... Actually, you know what? Cody has done that recently too. Cody has said, "Yeah, I wouldn't take it that far." I'm gonna go against some of that advice that Cody gave me. That's for certain. But Luke will give sobering things that people don't want to hear. He'll say, "Yeah, no, I see what you're doing, but it looks bad." And of course, for the 5, 10, 15 minutes that I'm, reading the message and processing, I'm like, "Man, go fuck yourself. You don't even know what the." Actually, you know what? All right, he's looking out. He's looking out for my well-being. He's still talking to me. It's not like he said, "How dare you make such a decision?" Bye. He's trying to help me with perspective, and as internet personalities, however big or small we are, perception needs to be thought of at times. But I don't. Personal lives are extremely strong, and I am. A lot of my YouTube lives are personal. I consider a lot of people on YouTube very good friends. Silence has been more than enough, I would assume, for some people. But for the sake of hopefully saving this young man's marriage, because clearly I am toxic, I will no longer be doing videos with drum duns. I am formally stepping away from Scream. I am formally stepping away from Killer Flicks. I hope you all understand. Like I said, there are 3 sides to a story. I am more than willing to discuss them. You can take whichever information you want. I can present as much of my side of the story as possible, but whatever I'm doing should not be affecting their personal life. And something as serious, or not as serious, as silly as trying to defend a friend shouldn't cost somebody to the degree that they have. Lee. I love Lee like a brother. I have been massively hurt through all of this. I'm trying to be forward without telling things. I realize I'm opening a can of worms, but I just can't do this anymore. The guy's getting fucked over really bad, and at my expense, apparently. The last thing I want for Lee is to have to deal with pain and anxiety and torture and whatever. The invitation is wide open for for the significant other to discuss things with me. I'm going to come out and say I have never slept with Lee. I have never made, actually I've made sexual advances, but they were in jest. At least I hope they were assumed as such. I'm not doing this for me. A little bit I am. I've been in a lot of pain in the last couple of weeks. Somebody who I've gone way back with on YouTube. Like there was times where I was the bigger YouTuber helping him. I don't like talking about YouTube shit with him because he's a way bigger deal now. I'm not of the same business relationship that he is. He's one of my closest friends. The last thing I want is for him to suffer because of an association to me. So hopefully this gets out to enough people. But I would cordially ask you to respect what it is I'm doing and understand why I'm doing it. Is this a bit showy? Is this a bit public? Yeah. Am I a bit bitchy and cunty about the way the significant other has handled things? Fuck yeah. I've been threatened a couple of times, and this last thing is just absurd. You don't have all the sides of the story. Here's mine. I'm sincerely sure that the other sides are quiet. I don't think they're going to want to talk about this. I don't think they're going to appreciate me doing this. But I'm not putting myself through this shit anymore. There's no ill will towards any of you guys. I love you. I hope any of you guys who have enjoyed me on anything, Killer Flicks, Drum Dums, Killer Flicks, Scream Stream. I hope if you've enjoyed me at all in any of those avenues, that I don't lose you. I'm still here. I'll still bounce around with the people that I'm allowed to talk to. But I don't want Lee to be hurt over this. And I certainly as fuck am tired of being dragged through the cold. Something that hurt tremendously in the last week was all of it. Scream Stream alum Lindsay, Cody, Zach, Brian making videos defending me. What is the name that's missing here? And he couldn't. So apparently the Queen of Killer Flicks has a ultimatum out there, me or him, and I'm here to say, sweetheart, have him. I really hope you make him happy, because I don't think you're doing a good job. I would never ask anybody to do anything remotely close to what you're doing. And sincerely, I know I'm taking a bite out of, there's that drum dum trickle over to me that some of you don't even know my fucking name, as the other guy on Scream Stream, or the wisecracking dick in Killer Flicks. There's more to this situation than me just leaving. I'm not doing this as any sort of slight against Lee. I love Lee. I really do, like a brother. But I'm going to do the thing that my family never did for me and show solidarity when it should happen. I don't think the relationship or the dynamics or the elements of the story that I have are healthy. And certainly as fuck do I not think that I was an issue in that relationship. Again, here I'll play devil's advocate. I'm looking at the other side of the story. Again, perhaps I look like the ghost of Christmas Future, the guy who's been divorced, the guy who had a YouTube channel through a divorce, who got married again, met somebody on YouTube, and is currently happy. Those could be incredibly threatening to somebody who's having it all slip through their fingertips. I understand that, but I was supportive of my friend, and I got burned like real fucking bad, and I'm probably gonna piss a lot of people off for doing this, but I can't stay silent anymore. This is nothing. This is zero on the level of grandma, I need help. My mom is doing drugs and locking me in a bedroom. This is nowhere on that scale. I'm not trying to compare, but I'm just thinking of the moments where I needed help from somebody on the outside of the situation and didn't get it. And all I'm doing here is just severing myself from the situation. Because clearly I'm a problem. And the last thing, I mean, if this guy's getting shit for being affiliated with me and talking about me, that's atrocious. Sure, do I joke a bit? Am I a bit silly? Do I say some stupid shit? Do I come off as a lot of things that aren't PG? Yes. But fucking Brian Lomax has found a way to put up with me. I've always said the door's open. John Kyle Stanton. Please tell us what's the deal. Yes, I had a few. I kind of did. What else do you need to know, man? As of, I haven't even done it yet. But as of tonight, I will leave Killer Flicks. I'm I'm going to step away from Scream Stream. And I don't expect Lee to be my Facebook friend anymore. And I hope that his relationship, which is way more important, obviously, a marriage is way more important than some dude on the internet. I'm not trying to say there's some sort of value system, and I would even register. If I had to pick between, any of you and Emily, it's going to be Emily. I just think the way that this scenario has presented itself is bullshit. I've let a lot out, and this this is what happens when you work. This is what happens when you've spent time with the mafia. I can't say things without it sounding like some backwards threat. But there's things that I know that I haven't even let public. I'm trying to be as cordial as possible while also saying, I'm doing this for two reasons. One, I can't fucking stand it. Like, it kills me that somebody has blocked me and then, just some random person tags me in a group hey, Lee and CP, what do you think of blah? And it's just like, well, can't answer that. And Killer Flicks is quite a fluid group. There's been other drama like there's other stuff that is maintainable. I'll say that. I'm pretty sure that the person has checked in once or twice, and they've got to know what I'm talking about. There's just a couple of levels of drama. The week that was regarding the drama with the other party, just kind of added to it, and then there's this extra layer on top. When Cody came through, it was huge. When I don't have to say it again. Just like Cody's title of his video, "Absence Speaks Volumes." I know I'm in the minority. I don't expect a lot of love coming from this decision. I don't expect to be relevant come this decision. I know where the bread is buttered. I am the fourth wheel on the Drum Dums train. That's cool. I get it. I understand it. You guys are there for one thing, and I'm an accessory to the play set. I just can't take it anymore. I appreciate your respect in the process. I'm not saying Lee is a bad dude, one iota. I will say this situation is absurd. And the reason and again, I don't know why. I've been programmed to see things from so many different angles. I can understand people saying this. You really shouldn't have brought this public. That's fair. You're right. I could see people thinking that Lee or the other party is doing something fucked up. That's fair, but let me correct you and say that I love Lee as a brother. He's been there for quite a few. The YouTube relationship, I would say, is the weakest part of our dynamic, because he's just on a different level. He's got so many more subscribers. He's doing so many different things. But if his association to me and showing allegiance to me is causing that much harm in his house, then there just isn't room for me. But I can't, I have feelings. I have self-respect. I'm not just going to sit here with my mouth shut for months on end while the optics look more and more funky. I can't imagine people going through the last week and somebody asked me, fuck it. You know what? I'm not here to shit on him. I'm not. He's in a fucked situation, and somebody's asking him some obscene things where things could have been worked out. If I was a threat to that marriage, then I would like to hear it. I certainly will probably need to seek counseling. Not saying I'm perfect, not saying I've said the right thing at every time. But CP, that is so childish. I love you both. What's childish? I mean, I guess I'll open the floor up at this point. I don't expect. I expect the sub number to take a bit of a dip. I expect a little bit of hatred, but YouTube isn't as important to me as the relationships I've made here. And I guess in some lights, some things are more important than others. And when this first happened, it kind of showed me that, where, you know what, if I'm doing some of this, you know, with money, for money, I mean, you guys have probably seen some decisions. I can't say the word decision for some reason. You've probably seen some decisions made where it looks a little bit more proactive, thinking about branding of some sort. But yeah, I'm tired of feeling like shit. I'm just, this isn't right. Like, you know what? You want them, you can have them. I don't want to keep you two separate. Like, that was never the case. I think the problem was somebody reached out to me, and I said, dude, I'm here if you need me. I offered my room to somebody, and I don't know how this other party is operating. Maybe she thought that I was, you know, gonna bros before hoes and give him a fuck pad or some shit. I don't know. I was trying to be as polite and neutral as possible. Well, Zach, there's an opening. There's an opening in Scream Stream if you want to go back. Yeah, Zach said, I certainly don't regret anything in your defense or asking to be involved in Scream Stream back in the day. Just goes to show that drama has no age limits. Sorry to hear about this. Feels like Paul McCartney leaving the Beatles. Well, that's strong. If anything, I would think I was Ringo, but thank you. I just don't understand how anyone can be threatened by a friendship that makes their partner happy. Yeah, and that's fair. And again, to argue against myself yet again, I am merely 1/4. I might be 1/6 of a story here. What they have going on over there, they're dealing with. That's their own thing. I am a little extending piece of this guy trying to make other things work. And I don't know. I swear to God, I never said, hey, go get that other pussy. I never said anything like that. Hey, man, fuck it. Go fucking, you know, hire people to take her for everything she's worth. I was never so cutthroat. I might have said something like, dude, you know, it's going to get sticky. Protect yourself. I might have said something along those lines. CP is right. Cut the fuel to the flame. Yeah, and I can't stress this enough, guys. I'm not that I need to tell people to you know, don't worry about Lee, because he's gonna do fine. He's got, I would call him sycophants. There's quite a few people that loyalty. See, that word comes up again. Loyalty. Perhaps are a little too diehard. Just for whatever you say, sir. That scares me. And please, to you guys in the chat. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Interesting. Thank you, Dice. I don't want guys question things. If I tell you right now, guys, I'm about to produce a wrestling event right here in my bedroom. Sure. I'm sure some of you could take me at face value because you know and support me. But introduce a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of skepticism. It's good to be supportive of people. But at the same time, nobody's fucking perfect. Sometimes we're wrong. And sometimes, not all times, somebody who thinks they're doing something right needs to hear that I listen, I support you. I'm behind you for shit, but this may not be the right move. Again, Cody told me earlier today that I maybe shouldn't be as brash. This was before poor Lee got in trouble for me. It's okay. The problem with especially the internet culture today is everybody wants to be reassured in things that they're doing, things that they're saying, and nobody wants to hear that they're wrong. Which, yeah, I get that. But if you're wrong, you're fucking wrong. What kind of, like, we live in a culture where if you want a certain version of news, you have it. That shouldn't be the case. News should be news. Not okay, I don't like hearing this stuff, so I'll watch this channel. Bad news helps build character. I hate to tell you this. Am I a little too cynical? Probably. My PTSD, my lack of support from my family has built this skepticism. And again, it kind of plants the further reasons why I try not to use big words and make big deals over things. And if something's truly incredible, I try to save words like that for moments like that. If somebody really needs me to speak out for them, I try to save it for moments like that. Like I thought people being a little grimy in women's comment sections should have been spoken about because nobody else is talking about it. And it, like, people talk about it privately. That's the other thing. If you're noticing something and somebody needs help, or if there's anything that I would request of you guys, if somebody asks for help, whether or not you believe them, they need help. If you think they're exaggerating, if you think they're telling the truth, if somebody goes to the length of saying, I need help, or if somebody thinks somebody needs help, that's enough. Could it be overblown? Sure. But let a professional decide that. I'm not saying I'm a professional in this regard, but I'll be fucked if I'm going to sit by and just get the worst of every angle of the last 6 weeks. I'm sorry. Yes, I realize there's parts of that relationship that I have no idea about. But I love that. I love that young man. I will give him the advice. And again, not completely, it shouldn't be completely taken at face value. It should be considered amongst a bigger picture. I can't stress this enough. I'm not saying Lee is a bad guy. I just can't. I can't take being a casualty of a relationship where somebody is. I don't know. I don't know what the anything is here. I love Lee. Please don't give him any sort of disdain on my regard. I don't know what the significant other is thinking. My avenues are open, but I am blocked. Don't want to talk to me, that's fine. But again, I stress this. This is not Lee's fault. Don't go after him for this. But in the same breath, please understand that I can't do this anymore. I can't be this quiet fucking monkey that just dances in the corner acting like everything's okay while I'm being blocked and getting the dude in trouble for trying to speak about me. Should be an interesting Saturday, huh? All right, so where are we at? So when can we talk about Star Wars? Fuck, right? Same here. I'm an empath. How do you say that? Empathy? Whatever. Empathetic? Will somebody please tell me what's going on? I will no longer be a part of Scream Stream Killer Flicks. Or probably Drum Dum's videos. Probably. What did Lee do? Lee did not listen. What Lee did in his relationship is his fucking business, and his wife's business. Somehow I became an outlet. And as somebody who has been down the road of divorce, I think that's why I got reached out to. And boy, would I have let that phone ring had I known. Yeah, so that happened. Somebody doesn't like me. Somebody feels threatened by me. And again, to sound like a member of the mob, I could make this person sound way worse right now. Wait, what's going on here? Okay. Oh, I'm trying to wonder if you guys are layovers. See, this is the other thing about loyalty. So you'll notice, thank you, Dice, doing the the hammer work. Wrench. It's a wrench. I appreciate you doing the chat work. What you see here is leftover loyalty to hashtag daddy tier. Because she said that I had pointed hatred her way. And that is what I call blind loyalty. And I don't want that. I appreciate it. But when it becomes to a point where other people are involved, you got to be careful. You don't know what you're doing. How many people... how many fucking wars have just been fist fucked because people had the wrong story? And I mean, shit, we fucked. What was it? Iraq? We fucked up. We thought they had weapons of mass destruction. They didn't. Like, yo, people died for that. Like, it's a hammer. It's a hammer. Okay, so I'm open. As I am blurry face and I care what you think plays in the background. Yes. And I dropped my phone. I'm glad that you could hear enough of it and it's still not being picked up. Okay, so if you're going to troll, at least use proper grammar. Yes. So Scream Stream will be done too. People of the Gone. In my opinion, Scream Stream will be done. 2 of the people are gone now. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. It might restart back up. I think a reason that it was delayed was because of me. Mrs. Dumbs didn't like me. Didn't like me giving advice. And here you go, sweetheart. I'm gone. You can have your husband back, even though I didn't know that I meant that much. Fuck. Dino talks to Emily more than I talk to Lee. If that gives you any idea of just how absurd this woman treated the situation. We could resurrect embalming hour. It's a possibility. Do I get a fist fuck? Do I get to fist fuck the chick if I'm a daddy tier? I don't know. You're the guy the wives were warned about, CP. Dice, like I said, I can't stress this enough. I'm just stepping away. I don't have any ill intent towards Lee. Please don't show any sort of this dumb fucking loyalty we're seeing in the chat from leftover trolls from daddy tier over there. Because it's not, he's in a bad situation. He's in a bad situation, and his life is being made more difficult by being associated with me. It fucking sucks. It sucks that I've got to, be the, I don't know, the dude that jumps on the landmine, grenade. Can you tell how much I'm army smart? But this isn't about him. It's just about me. I just want this to end. Hopefully. See, this could cause ripples. I might pay for it dearly. Like I said, that sub number might take a nice big fat fucking chunk, and I understand that. I understand there are a bunch of you that are here because of Lee. I could piss off other Scream Stream members. I certainly could piss off other Killer Flicks members. But there's no way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe with the right dose of Xanax, I'd be able to tolerate some of this shit. But yeah, I've been losing sleep over this for weeks. Fuck this shit. Believe Cody is here. Cody's not here, is he? Cody's got a wrench. CP's a home wrecker. That sly sneaky stud. Yeah, and I did it from thousands of miles away. CP's the ultimate home wrecker. Yeah. I'm even I'm a lesbian converter, so that that's going on my tombstone. She didn't hear me. Light up the sign. No, it's 4 separate letters. I didn't think. Again, this is Charles speaking right now. This is not a CP moment. I guess I shouldn't have lit up the neon thing either. Wait. Bing. Dino, they can hear it when you send me messages. I don't know if you're watching. Dino just sent me a Facebook message, but because it's coming through here, that Bing just came in through. If you're gonna troll, at least proper grammar. Oh wait. Yeah. So if you have CP, you dropped a nuclear bomb tonight. Well, I hope not. I really don't. I'm just. I would hope I took a cyanide pill in a bathtub. That's what I'm hoping. None of this never works out the way I planned. But the dude got in trouble tonight for trying to stick up for me, and I'm done. I'm done with whatever the fuck's going on over there. Sorry, no, don't be sorry. It's fine. I'm sure you heard it though, right? You heard the boom. One guy, I turned a girl lesbian after they dated. I did discover you because of Scream. Yeah, and I am thankful. I'm pretty sure at least 10, 15, 30, 50% of my base is due to Lee Scream. I cannot stress this enough. I do not have a problem with him. I don't want to be some sort of pawn in this chess game against him. And if he feels like he can't publicly speak about me or must block me or do things like that to save that marriage, best of luck. Literally just joined Killer Flicks finally, and honestly it's nothing special, but it's still a cool idea. Well, Horror Town still exists. Less of a thing. I don't know. Dice, we found each other, Tim and Daniel. John, what is it? You and Dice, what are you guys doing? You were doing this weird thing in M stream. I don't even know who Dum Dum is. Team CP all the way. July CP's drama month. Yeah, dude, it's the fucking 6th too. And Dennis is supposed to be like coming here soon. Like soon. Well, at least he'll be dropped right into. It seems like I went to Denmark fucking week after attempting suicide. So here, Dennis, fix me. I'm not leaving. I just paid. No, thank you. I'm not trying to do a woe is me. Oh my God, my life is ruined. I've made a horrible decision. I'm okay. I just need to. I don't like having information and certain aspects. Again, this is what bothers me about when people say things and have an audience, and they say things that are incorrect, and there's like subtext and all this other shit that nobody knows about. And this whole situation for the last 6 weeks has been brutal. Just absolutely fucking brutal, because people are like, hey, CP, why don't you do blah. Yep, don't wait for an answer on that one. Again, I've probably said I probably could have been a little bit more careful with what I said, but somebody told me, trust me, you don't want me as your enemy. This is CP talking. Sweetheart, you don't want me as yours. I don't fucking care. You can go ahead and do what you want. You're gonna push him away anyway. I've seen the end of this movie, and you're playing right into it. That's just me. I'm sub to Lee, Brian, Cody, and CP. I can say CP and Cody are my favorite. Well, thank you, Daniel. I'm not asking for a boost here. I'm okay. I'm okay. I just wanted. Are you teaming with Cody against Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio for that wrestling match? Oh, the thing on the bed. Yeah, no. CM Punk is coming back, and it's going to be in my bedroom, guys. So, $50 a ticket if you want to check it out. CM Punk versus a mystery guest. His grand return to wrestling right here in my bedroom. It only costs you $50. Imagine being a grown-ass adult talking like that. There's elements that I'm being quiet about. I want to know why Jason Jason, the owner of Killer Flicks, let it go nuts. Killer Flicks. Jason. Jason doesn't own Killer Flicks. What? Please don't try to take my man and we'll be cool. Dude, wait. Oh, did he close his Facebook account? Hold on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, did I cause more damage? Sorry guys, developing information. Yep. I don't know if I did that. Shit. So I might get backlash for that. Oops. Okay, so... Oh. His socials are gone. Well... Now I might get hate. Ugh. I didn't mean for that. Yeah, you guys can just 31 on 31 is not canceled. First of all, there's way too much pre-production going into that. Yeah, you guys. Don't need to check in the chat. I've just checked. He's not on the internet. He's not on Facebook, YouTube. Wait, YouTube. He's not on Facebook or Twitter. But still on YouTube. Okay. So. Yeah, so don't be looking for Shirley on Facebook or Twitter, because you know people can't send messages on YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Sleeping with the Enemy, but Leash trying to not get blue balled by his wife. You know, it sounds like a healthy relationship. More and more. I don't know if I don't know if that was in relation to what I had just done, or if that was prior to, or in coincidence and coordinates with. But he's still here. Here. Oh, you mean YouTube? His IG is gone too. I don't think that's anything you did, CP. Yeah, well. I need to stress this 1,000 times over. I'm not saying take one side or another. I'm not saying there's any fault of his here. Lee's a good dude. He's in a fucked up situation. I just refuse to be an accessory to whatever is going on there at Casa de Drum Dums. The second to last time I spoke to him on the phone was, I have space. You can come stay here for however long to exhale. I love him like a brother. If Dennis is due here any day, it'll be a fucking festival, but that invitation is still open. I have no qualms with Lee. I need that to be stressed. I'm omitting another party, but we'll let that sit. Um, disabled his. He's disabled his account a few times lately. Nothing new. Sounds normal, doesn't it? Hey, YouTube. Daniel Hammond, I will not read that publicly, but you said that, not me. I think this says more about their situation than UCP. I hope so. I'm just curious as to how the fuck I was as integral into that situation. It was not UCP. He needs to work out his issues. Yeah, I know. And I'm not saying that like this is the end, or at least as far as I'm concerned. He might really be pissed off at me and be like, you know what, fuck this. I get that. If you asked me to recount things that happened with me in 2016 and early 2017, I'm not proud of myself at all at that point. So the things I could have said and done back then, while really being miserable, not my best time. So he's going through it. So if he tells me to go fuck myself, I get it. I get it. I'm not closing the door. I'm just saying, listen, I need to step out of the room. We're done. Fine, Voodoo Magic, you can leave. It was not. Yeah. The elephant in the room. There's something to that. Wait, what? What did Lee went dark 3 times this year. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen? Zach, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh boy, some of these is the chat still you can all read that. I always get it wrong backwards. The chat is still legible here, right? Because there are some things I cannot repeat. Which, by the way, last week I got in trouble. I got in trouble because people were saying things in the chat, and those were attributed to my mouth. I'm not telling any of you to curb yourself, but there are 2 or 3 statements here that I 1,000,000% agree with, but will not be saying aloud. On my face in CM Punk to get those fucking dollars, yo. Everybody and their mother wants to see CM Punk wrestle now. I skipped the comment, interestingly enough. Sorry about that. The man is trying to save his marriage. People don't come to blame his. Yeah, I agree, Trini. I agree. I don't know how many trusting wives would well, never mind. Up. This is so fucked up. No wonder Lee pounds on those drums. Yeah. Hey, you might be a great inadvertent marriage counselor. I don't think so. He's not pounding his wife. Jesus Christ. Off topic, but who's your favorite wrestler ever, CP? Scott Hall. I liked him because he never really was a big deal. So when he won, I kind of dug it. And he didn't have a problem with losing. It was so awesome. So regular. Fucking guy lost more than he won, it felt like. And he just didn't care. Like in an entertainment business where ego is so important, he was just so, all right, I'll lose to this guy, fuck it. It's real. It's real, man. Yep. Lee has decided to leave various elements of social media for reasons. I know this little festival in Sweden that's good for couples. Has somebody seen Midsommar? There's a good Rick and Morty bit about the couples thing too. Party at CP's. Lee's cool, he's kind, but having personal issues. That is exactly it. Dice, can we have coffee? Jesus Christ, John, get a room. Thank you. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are just having fun, but Dice, I'm going to speak on your behalf for a second. John, I think you're barking up the wrong tree, if I'm not mistaken. Like, by a lot. But, you know, do you, bro. I can't wait to highlight your comments in a future episode. I thought Lee's a good dude. He's a genuinely kind human being. Yeah, and that, yes, I agree with you. He's a really good dude, and it feels like he's being exploited for his kindness. I have faith for you, though. My friend and I just reconciled a few months ago after our relationship caused a rift over a year. Yeah, it's fucked up. What significant? This hat's crooked. Oh no, it's crooked. Huh? 2:25. There's a day wasted. Yeah, it's fucked up. What affairs of the heart, too. I'm here talking about serious shit, and you're over there giggling. You think I can hear you drunk? That's better. Be like that weird face from Midsommar. Whatever the fuck. Lips face. Wait, what? Why does this always skip? It's still on screen. What's still on screen? Huh? Okay. I don't know. Chat's still there. Oh, okay. Delay. I forgot about the delay. Yeah, so if I don't say something, maybe you'd want to read it. And I'll let you guess if I agree with it or not. Here's a little hint. I don't smile when I disagree with something. I still feel like it's because Lee's a nice kind of guy, able to be yeeted. What's yeeted? Fuck if my channel takes a hit. I don't think so, Zach. You're okay. You're, no. If anybody's gonna take a hit, it's gonna be me. Maybe Lindsay. And I doubt Cody. What happened to Lee? I lost the pen. No. What happened to Lee? I lost him all the time. What did he do? I'm lost. He did nothing. Lee did nothing. He's got some shit he's working through. I cannot put up with the variables of that relationship. I am stepping away from Killer Flicks. I am stepping away from Screen Stream. Lee is just as beautiful as he was 2 hours ago. Yep. Alright, so maybe up for coffee. Two little lovers sitting in a tree, JKS and Dice. Yep. This is just a shock, to be honest, man. Damn. I don't know if it needs to be a shock. It just I don't know. So what's funny is I was away from Killer Flicks. I quietly left for a couple of days. And then the only reason I found out about people noticing was because people were tagging me, and Lee asked if I hated him, and I was like, no, this isn't about you. I didn't know. And so then I went back, and then I got the new sticker, and I was like, fucking, I'm an OG Killer Flickster. This is bullshit. I'm not a new sticker guy. But you know what? Another one for the bad guy. Yep. Also didn't mind putting over kids. He knew like the 1, 2, 3 kid. That match on Raw is one of my favorites. Available in fucked up situations. Hall versus 1, 2, 3 kid, one of the best matches ever. It's funny. It's real funny. I enjoyed it. Where do you think Kawhi is going? I don't know. I don't know why, but I've always had 6 favorite wrestlers. John Cena. Randy Orton, Batista, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Big Show. Rey Mysterio. Too fat. You got all the bases covered there. That's a Survivor Series team right there. My favorite. Wait, what? My favorite's Ronda Rousey. I like the work Ronda Rousey did in the last year. What's Lee being exploited for? Exploited? Nothing. Exploited. Did I say exploited? Did I say exploited? What's going on? LMAO. Well, you know, demisexual me. I'm a difficult mutt, as I say. Demisexual. That's a word I don't remember. Yeah. Still thanks up to Lee. Oh, yeah, so am I. So am I. I'm just trying to make this easier for him. Somebody has a problem with me associating with him, so just stepping away. And now I'm doing so publicly. So I want, in Killer Flicks, I want there to be one full day of mourning, and everybody to just have nothing but CP posts. What was your least favorite post by CP? What was your favorite thing CP ever said? Just make it like I died. That'll annoy somebody. And I'm not talking about Lee, by the way. I'm really confused about Lee. Don't be. This is about me. Dice, I'm trisexual. I'll try anything. What's hey? Wait a minute. Even bears? To be fair, Daniel, CP's not saying no. Yeah. I'm not saying. I'm just letting you know. I'm trying as politely to say. You won't see me in certain circles. Please don't ask. That is the best way I can put it. Yid means thrown around in millennial speak. Jesus. All right. Can't argue with that. Who might judge after all? I follow you, Lindsay, Cody, constantly. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Just saying to be funny. Yep. I have to remind myself to speak like a human, I bet. No, it's fine. I'm too old to just understand some of that shit sometimes. That's all. Get it, Sandra. Wow, really? Lee did nothing. If I were able to maneuver this better, I would put it up right here. Lee did nothing. Every time somebody asks in the chat, Lee did nothing, please just tell. Somebody asks if Lee did something, just go ahead and say nothing. No, his channel's still up. Everywhere else appears to be gone. That's healthy. Healthy relationship, ladies and gentlemen. Got a hard time ahead of me. Hope we'll be back soon. Slow down time soon. I'll rewatch the stream later. Bye, CP and everyone else. Toodles. Have a good morning. John Kyle Stanton. $2 in Super Chat. Thank you. CP, me and Dice are meant to be. I may pass out. Sounds like love to me. Did Dice roofie you? CP, just keep being his friend. What the fuck? Why does this always happen? CP, just keep being his friend. That's all you can do, because if they work out their issues, you look like a bad guy. I've learned this the hard way. Trini, I appreciate what you're saying. I respect that, but this ultimatum thing has already kind of happened. There's already this choose blank or blank thing, and I'll just make it easier. Again, I've seen how this movie ends, and oh boy, is it getting tropey. Sounds like Lee did something to someone, or health, having marital problems. All right, give me a hint. Uh, Lee's got things going on. He's dealing with personal stuff. I was somehow involved in that. Somehow, by some 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I had noticed your new member status on Killer Flicks, CP. Yeah, that was on purpose, because I had to rejoin, and I was trying to make it seem like, oh, I just changed my name. CP's a thing I call therapeutic release. I need to do this. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of backlash. I'm certain. All right, so, man, you're coming off like a stupid bitch. You effed up. Why bury a wife's friend in the process? How much of the story do you have, sir? And this plays right into what I'm talking about. You go ahead and think that. You've clearly missed everything I've said. If it sounds like I've buried someone, keep in mind I've been blocked for 6 weeks and none of you knew it, and I kept my mouth shut about it. I was already buried. Educate yourself. You have, I'll be polite and say 1/4 of the story, perhaps less, but cool. This is a great chat. Survivor Series team. It's not good. Lee's wife's painting. What? We'll keep doing any more videos. CP. What? Can we just tell the missus take it the fuck easy? I like saying my name and then nothing else. Wait, what happened? Wait, Dice, I'm kind of intrigued why somebody thinks they're... what about Friday the 13th? Friday the 13th still shit, whatever. What about... What do you think? What's Cody? Cody has nothing to do with this. CP's problem is that he can't gauge an audience. He thinks he's funny, but he's rude and cruel. He hurts people for his own amusement. Get the fuck out then. What are you doing here? No, you're right. I can't gauge an audience. That's why people pay me to make an audience laugh. Bye. What are you doing here, dude? You're a fucking moron. Who am I hurting? No, it's fine. It's fine. I like when people think they're this big bad tough guy and they're this Brian Miller dude. Whatever. You don't like things I'm doing, but you're here watching and commenting. What a terrible life you lead. Do you know what I don't like? Stuff that I don't do. You know why I don't do that stuff? Because I don't like it. Why the fuck are you here? You mean I don't have you won over as an audience member? Shucks. Cody, no. This is about me. Me and me only. Holy shit. If this blows over, would you go back to Scream Stream? Yeah. Like I said, I'm not closing the door. I'm merely stepping out of the room. Shit, now what happened? Um. Is Cody and Brian? No, 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 no. People asking about Scream Stream. No. I appreciate I appreciate just how devastating it is that I'm leaving the fucking thing that you're asking about everybody else. Well, wait a minute. What about everybody else? No, no. This is just about me. I'm not speaking on anybody's behalf. I'm just telling you that I can't take this anymore. This has nothing to do with anybody else in Scream Stream. This is about me. Welcome to my stream where I talk about what's bothering me. How how dare you bring up other YouTubers in my stream? Woof. I'll show you buried CP. Wink, wink. Hey, giddy up. I didn't notice that Lee was the only the main core that didn't speak up for you. Well, in his defense, he was doing something tonight. Was. Brian Miller likes Jason, though. You have that in common with him. Yeah, that's cool. I like the image avatar. He's typed a lot and said nothing. Listen, if that's what makes you feel better, I'm happy for you. I really am. I hope that makes you feel better, because I don't feel any worse. Like, I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, but you feel good? You good now? Cool. Do you have to pay to be in this chat? No. Kevin, what? Kevin, you've asked some really bizarre questions. If you don't like CP, then there's a thing called an off button, so you don't have to like what he's going to say. Is Mother Mayhem involved? Holy fuck. Guys, this is about me. This is about me. Nobody else is involved. Nobody else is involved. I hate when people go to other channels just to talk crap. It's fine. Like I said, I hope it makes him feel better. I hope he sleeps nice and cozy tonight, because I'm far from affected by it. Heart's Scream Stream will now be hosted by Nicolas Cage and by myself. You got to pay to be in this chat talking. No, do you notice that I've read everything you've said? No, you don't have to pay to be in the chat. People, super chats get highlighted. They have this little funny color behind them, and it's people just showing support for myself, for the channel, contributing towards future productions, future streams, what have you. It's not necessary. I would have figured you would have known that, realizing that I've been reading your chat. But no, you do not have to pay in the chat to be talking. You do have to pay in the chat to see me nude, though. Too soon? I'm laughing at my own joke right now. You don't need to pay to talk or watch. Right. We need to talk about Kevin. Hey! Fucked up movie. Wait, seeing who? What? Is Brian Lomax involved? I swear to Christ. You know what? Actually, you know what? Here, I'll take this stance. Everybody but We Watched a Movie is involved. Everybody's involved. Is that better? If you guys start answering, I'm just going to start answering yes. Zach, my profile. You are in a Shannon Doherty situation now. She was killed in Charm and sisters just moved on. Love you, dude. Just keep Atto. Be honest. Love you, dude. Just keep Atto. Be honest. I don't even know what you were trying to say, but the word Atto. Brino. No. I've Nebraska been on this before? Typo. Okay. Yes, you have to pay 10 million. Oh, maybe he thinks he got to bill later. Wow, Kev, is this your first stream like ever? Let me get my money. Oh, pay for nudes. I'll make you a deal. I'll pay not to see your nudes. That's probably fair. As long as the check clears. Going to concert on 23rd. Cool. Chippendales with Charles. Tim's my boy. Dave McCrae involved. Dave McCrae is involved. Is Kevin McAllister involved? Kevin McAllister is involved. And it's because Fuller drank all... Fuck! Wanted to do a fucking joke. And it's because Fuller drank all the Pepsi. I will pay $0 for you to read this. Sold. Wait, so does that mean We Watched a Movie is actually involved? I don't know. Is Michael Bay involved? God, I hope not. 1,000 this round on me. Is Scott Hall involved? Hey, yo. One more for the CP. Is Rob Zombie involved? Nicolas Cage involved? Catterman? Gordon Ramsay. Everyone, this isn't about Lee. He's a great dude, great YouTuber. Shit happens. Thank you. Brie Larson involved. That may actually be accurate. Keep to being honest. From now on, the role of CP will be played by Dino. Hey, where'd he go? Is Marilyn Manson involved? Terrifier's terrifying. Yeah. Are Lords of Chaos involved? Oh. Not Watch His Face. We Watched the Movie is involved. Yeah, go give them shit. And tell them it's my fault. They'll be like, who? This is the third time I'm hearing this 21 Pilots song. It's been a long night, huh? So, no questions then. Because I don't expect this to be a fun morning, afternoon. People are being a little out of hand, and if I'm the problem, I will simply separate myself from the equation. That is all this is. I just don't like having to bite my tongue too many times. Hello, B-Movie Archives. The Butler did it. Is Bill Cosby involved? Yeah. Well, Bill Cosby's involved with the dice rolling John Kyle Stanton little whatever the fuck they got going on. One of my favorite bands is called Metric. I don't even know who Van Oss is. Did you Get Out? I did. Oh no, the chair. I bleached my fuck. How come I didn't get that notification? Simpsons did it. YouTube and the internet have some people that can be idiots. Yeah, that's accurate. So we've been going 2 hours and 40 minutes. Is Mickey Callaway involved? Fuck Mickey Callaway. Did they lose tonight? I don't even know anymore. I'm waiting for hockey to start. Hockey. I have questions and suspicions, but I feel like I need to be 100% sure. Vinos Gaming. I didn't watch the whole stream. Is the Lee thing connected with the other YouTuber? Not exactly. No. I am stepping away from Scream Stream. I am stepping away from Killer Flicks to make that relationship easier. First I turned Ariel black and now CP's doing homework. Hockey's the shit. Fuck yeah, it is. Hey, 7-2. Good. At least I got blown out. Please tell me it was like 2-1 in the 8th and the fucking bullpen just decided to turn to shit. Because that, I just want that to be the ongoing story. God, I hate being a Mets fan. CP, there's no way you could ever be the problem, only a situation. Thank you. Question based on nothing. Is the issue kind of on professional drama like power struggle stuff? No. No. Personal stuff. No. No. Lee's on a different level than I am. Lee's got like 30,000 subscribers. I have a sixth of that. We're more acquaintances than creative partners. Is this because of that thirsty YouTuber situation? No. Put the pieces together. Always thought Lee was super nice. I'm shocked. Lee is super nice. That has not changed. Situation's worse than Nicholas Sparks movies? Ugh. That's bad. CP killed Tupac. Fact. And got away with it, too. Didn't kill Kennedy, though. Asian words. I need subtitles for Skyman. Good night, all. Hugs. Good night, Sandra. All right, so CP was the mastermind behind the airport takeover during the Revolutionary War. Airport takeover? What the fuck are you talking about? Airport takeover. Yeah. So I hope me taking a very long way to let you know about why I am so protective over people speaking out, and why I'm personally affected about asking people for help and people not paying the proper attention when somebody's asking for help and needs help. I hope that long hour-and-a-half story gave you enough substance to realize what the gist of this was. Leave Killer Flicks already so I can put up a memorial. Jesus Christ. Let my body get a little cool first. Doing what Lee did is not good. We need to stop this narrative. Lee's fine. There are so many different elements to this that you don't have the story to. A lot. Trust me when I say a lot. A lot. At least the Mets won in the 70s trying to be an Indians fan. Oh. Mets won in the 80s. Indians fan. Yeah, that's brutal. No, Kevin. No. No, Lee's fine. Lee has some personal stuff going on. CP said something about it that was taken poorly. Now things are rough. No. No. I am the ghost of Christmas future. However you want to take that. You must have seen the Trump statements about how he took over the airports. Oh, no, I didn't see that. Did he say that? Sounds like Lee is Will Smith being held hostage by Jada Pinkett. Limp Bizkit is involved. Oh, what is this? Software update? What? No. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. That being said, you're missing pieces of the story on every front. Please just understand that the the base and the gist of what is happening is, uh, personally, my feelings have been hurt, and I don't want a front row seat to having to put up with it. And a lot of people, said Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis couldn't stand the fact that she was being cheated on, and had to put on a face because, back then, you didn't get married, you didn't get divorced if you were the first lady and the first man. I think we still don't have a divorce in the presidency. So I'm like Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis here. But I decided to leave because Scream, Stream, and Killer Flicks is not the White House. Much to popular disbelief. Yes, Papa Tim. No. No. Somewhat. You have some of it right. Okay. So we're coming up on 3 fucking hours, and this little